This is the best documentary in the history of the world. At Sharks for Life 2009, if you look at the anatomy of the lizards or illustrations on Western dragons, you can see that they are much less wolf-like than what you have. Try learning to draw realistic before you draw stylized. Learn rules before you break them. Sorry if you can hear my guinea pigs, they're quite annoying. At David B. Dude, give me a break. It's my art style, not yours. And I meant to put not trying to be rude, but that last time that you told me that I was pressuring Jay, she said, nah, you're good, which I'm not sure if that was a lie, but how was I supposed to know if she doesn't ever tell me? And by the way, how did you know that? And Jay, I'm not mad at you, and David B, I ain't mad at you either, but still, just give me a break. I'll delete this if you want, Jay. And yes, I know you're trying to give me a tip, but I'm good. At Sharks Village 2009, an art style, quote-unquote art style, isn't an excuse for being bad and not wanting to improve. Also, you yourself said above, criticism is welcome. P.S. wrong and overuse of commas. Be careful not to go overboard with the criticism, and make sure you're presenting it in a constructive way. You're coming across as a bit condescending here. Oh, good. Me or at David B at J Plays. Mostly David. Criticism is good, but delivery is also important. And this did come across a little harsh, even if that's not how it was meant. Okay, at David B. Also, I know I'm trying to end the conversation, but I don't have to draw realistic just because you want me to. ... See, I go through the same problem every time. Random person, you have to do this to your art and this. Me, I don't have to. You want me to. Besides, I can draw it however I want. You don't have to control how I draw things. Alright, deep breath, shark. Sorry, Jay, it's just I go through this a lot and I'm tired of it. I can understand your frustration, but let David have a chance to talk too. I'm not saying you have to. My biggest point is that an art style doesn't mean you can't improve. If you just say, well, it's my art style, that doesn't make a difference. An art style is something isn't something that stays the same. It's something that you can consistently have to work on to improve. I was never saying you have to draw realistically. Using the word try, I was putting forth the idea that it could help your stylized drawing if you even just looked at some real life references. I was never saying that to be a good artist you have to. I was never saying that to be a good artist you have to draw realistically. It only that it can help you. You keep being so negative, saying I can draw however I want, and you don't have to control how I draw things, but you ask for assistance, you ask for criticism. If you really want criticism, if you really want to improve, then you wouldn't be acting like this. Alright, everyone calm down. ... Someone stop me before I get even madder. I can see what both of you are trying to say, and I think at this point it's best to move on. David, I know your criticism was well intended, but your wording seemed a little harsh. Shark, I do think David has some good suggestions, and while it's up to you to do with them, it's also important to learn how to take criticism that may not have been delivered well. Take criticism. What you do with it is your choice, but I found that it's best to see if there's anything you can take away, even from criticism you may mostly not agree with. With that said, at this point, it seems like everyone is just getting frustrated, so it's probably best to drop the issue and move on. I don't think anyone meant harm here. It just sounds like everything came out wrong. Shark, the points that you make are valid, and I completely agree. You do whatever you want with your art. I'm also going to apologize, as Jay mentioned. I see how my first criticism may have came off as harsh. I'm sorry. I accept the apology. This was part my fault, because when you said try learning to draw realistically before you draw stylized, I took it in a harsh way. Like you said it meanly. I am also sorry. We are making history. First time on the internet two people acknowledge each other's views and apologize to each other. LOL. I'm glad you guys have resolved this. I'm heading off to bed now, but I'll see you guys in the morning. Happy New Year. XD, Happy New Year. Good night, Jay, and Happy New Year. Haha, well, in that case, that's very good. You're making very good history to make. If you guys can keep this up, you'll be a step ahead of most people on the interwebs, and maybe you could even start a change in the way people conduct themselves on the internet for the future. Good night, everyone. Makes a documentary. XD. LOL. Best documentary in the history of the world. How my guinea pigs? Stop. I hope Jade doesn't get mad at me for posting this on the internet. Anyways, goodbye! And best documentary in the history of the world. Share it with everyone you know. Okay.